Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for checking in. This is video number 14 in the Vlog Every Day in August challenge. And today, I thought I'd do something a little different. I wanted to review, or I guess discuss an article that I was reading online. I thought it was that good and that you guys would find it beneficial. It's called 9 Problem-Solving Skills Great CEOs and Startup Founders Use to Tackle Tough Problems. It's on a website called keepinspiring.me. So keep inspiring me, but keepinspiring.me. There's no actual author, so there's no one that I can actually give credit for this, but the website seems like it's a pretty good website. There's a lot of information on here, so check it out. So the first thing they discuss, think of the worst possible solution, then do the complete opposite. Makes a lot of sense. I don't know if I've ever used this particular tactic, or maybe I don't know if I've ever subconsciously just done it this way without thinking this is what I was doing, but I could see the idea of thinking of the dumbest, stupidest, most ludicrous idea for solving a problem and then doing the opposite, and how that could work. I like it. Ask better questions. Now, you would think this would be obvious, but I think the example they gave here, instead of saying, how can we solve this? Let's look at what led to this happening in the first place. Like, what was the string of events that led this to happen? And then let's break that down and see how. So asking a better question leads to better results in terms of finding a solution. I like it. Ask your advisor and mentor. Now, to me, if you weren't already doing this, then that seems a little nutty to me. If you don't know enough about a particular area, you should seek advice from those who do. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I like that one as well. That's, I think, pretty key. I like all of these, by the way, but yeah, ask someone. Connect the dots by associating 2 or 3 seemingly unrelated things. Now, this reminds me of a puzzle. Right? You have all of these pieces here, and nothing seems to make sense. And you start to maybe put a piece over here, put a piece over there, and then you start to get a sense for, like, oh, how is this related to this? And then the big picture starts to come together in your mind. I like that. I think this is something that I've put to practice a lot in terms of just problem solving, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. I hope you guys get that one, because that one is one of the things that I think I would do a great deal of. Ask new employees or your kids. Okay, so I think this is talking about just getting new perspectives, getting fresh eyes on a problem. I think if you have a group of people who are accustomed to doing things a certain way, I remember there was this movie with James Amos, and he was teaching kids about math. And he taught all of them how to solve these problems the same exact way. So the kids, they got accused of cheating because they all had like the same answers right and the same answers wrong. And people were like, well, how could that be? What's the likelihood that most of the kids in the class would get the same problems wrong and get them wrong the same way? Well, it's because they were taught a system. And so when you are caught up in that system, sometimes you need to bring fresh perspective to the problem, and somebody who comes in with a unique way, a different way of solving a problem, and you'll find that you can solve problems that way by bringing in fresh eyes. Asking your kids just have a way of seeing things sometimes that adults don't. Again, this similar idea, getting fresh perspective on a problem. Kids have a way of breaking things down to its simplest form too. Sometimes we get caught up in our own head. Sometimes we get caught up in our own knowledge. Let's bring somebody in who has a fresh perspective and their minds aren't clouded in what they've experienced for like the last however many years. Pretty interesting. That's a good one. I really like that one. 6, when things get complicated, consider what's best for whoever's being affected. So think about who you're trying to solve the problem for. Look at it from like their point of view, or look at what the results will mean for them. And then I think that gives you some insight into what you need to do to solve that problem. Okay. Look at the problem as a whole. I love this one because this is one I do a lot. I just have a way of seeing the big picture sometimes. I'm not so good with the tiny details, but I'm great at the big pictures. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Go straight to the source and make them tremble in fear. Oh, I love this one. I totally love this one. If I have a problem that needs to be solved, sometimes I'll have staff bring problems to me, and I'm like, listen, you have all the tools, all the resources you need, and you've been taught how to deal with the situation, so why are you bringing it to me? Just go fix it and don't come back until you get an answer. I love this one. This is probably my favorite. This is an interesting one. Use lucid dreaming. Use lucid dreaming. I think of going into the desert with the native shaman and, you know, drinking like that peyote drink and then like kind of just wandering off into the ether and coming back with a solution. But in this example, they talk about thinking about the problem, focusing on the problem before you go to sleep, and then waking up with like a fresh perspective, new ways to solve it. That makes a lot of sense. I think we do this a lot, maybe not consciously thinking about it, but I think a lot of us do go to sleep thinking about these problems, and then we wake up and like, oh, I got a new idea. Makes a lot of sense. So these were nine problem solving skills great CEOs and startup founders use to tackle tough problems. I really like this article, and I found a lot of these to be beneficial. I think you will too. My name is JR. This is How I Do Business. Please subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, and you can always reach out to me on Twitter at How I Do Business. Thanks a lot. Enjoy. See you in the next video. Peace.